Hey, it's Mandy, and in this April edition, we're going to feature this beautiful cherry blossom blooming branch. We're going to create a fun and whimsical garden party centerpiece. Come join us. This is one of my favorite containers from Accent Decor. It's the 48-inch glass planter. And today we're going to create an armature that's going to lay across the top with beautiful flowers woven through. I've got these glass cut crystals that we're going to add to the bottom for a little bit of color. So you just simply want to pour them in evenly across the bottom of your container. And this is also going to give us a little bit of stability as a base once we put our final little accent flowers in. There's a couple of different sizes that these come in. This is a little bit of larger size of the cut glass. We're going to take these blooming cherry branches and we're going to begin our armature. Now, an armature is simply just a framework that a sculpture is going to be created within. So you're just going to be really selective with the branches that you choose. You can always take your cutters or your clippers and manipulate the branch any way you want to. If you have one piece that kind of swings out a little bit too much, you definitely want to take care of that. Create a little room here. This is end up going to be a centerpiece, so we want it to elongate just a little bit. I'm going to take another piece and simply just weave them through each other. It's all right if they get down into the vessel just a little bit. And what we're going to do is in the end, once we get our branches in place, we're going to add a little bit of the Oasis bind wire to keep it right exactly where we want it. So we're just going to layer up this little bit of grid work here. Just like so. I've already pre-cut a few pieces, and you just want to get in, just do a simple little twist. And I like to cut my little pieces of bind wire extra long because once we begin to weave our tulips in, we're definitely going to want to use these to keep them in place, because all of you know when you work with tulips that tulips go towards the light. So we definitely want to keep them in place so our finished product looks like we want it to when the party gets started. So I'm just going to bind a couple of these together here. And this is also really easy to already have done ahead of time before you get to your location for your party. You can do framework with these beautiful cherry blossoms. A lot of people will use curly willow or forsythia. Any type of blooming branch is great. So we've just got a few of these bindings in place. Beautiful French tulips for Mayesh. Definitely an awesome blossom this time of year. And what we're going to do, I'm going to add water in at the end so there's no spillage. I'm just going to make sure you get the base of the stem down into where the water source is going to be. And just weave these tulips throughout. They don't all have to be tied in. You can let your framework hold them in place. You can go in opposite directions. You can go in all the same direction if you want to. I'm going to use a lot of the yellow as well. A little pop of color here. And I've already cleaned a lot of the leaves off of the stems just because I don't want it to get too busy. I really want you to be able to see the part of the bloom at the top rather than be distracted, because sometimes it is the simple lines that create this at an eye level that you really like. Keep it simple. And once you get most of your tulips in place, you can also come back and bind them in. One little tip and hint when you're using French tulips is to keep them in room temperature. Once you know you're going to create a design like this, if you're going to try to weave them in or manipulate them a little bit, they'll snap if they're really cold. So you definitely want to get them room temperature. And some you might want a little bit shorter, especially towards the center of your design. You just kind of want to keep them. You've heard maybe the term of a dancing tulip. Well, this is definitely going to allow our little tulips to dance. When you're selling that to a customer, think about those fun adjectives. I mean, who wouldn't want their centerpieces to dance, you know? So now that we've mostly got our tulips in place where we want them, I'm just going to come back through just a few more little pieces of the Oasis bind wire, strategic little places that maybe won't be so evident to see, just to make sure we have a sturdy centerpiece. And once you get to this point, you'll want to come back and just clip off any excess bind wire that you see. Don't forget to cover your mechanics, those little details. Definitely don't want your guests to be sitting at the party and see things like that. So definitely cover your mechanics. And now we're just going to take a pitcher of water. We're just going to go straight down the centerpiece. Fill our container with some water. And what I love about this style of a centerpiece is that certain flowers really need a great water source. This gives you a fun centerpiece, definitely with clean water. To finish off a little pop of color, we're going to add some of this purple hybrid lilac. I mean, this is stunning, a stunning awesome blossom. And I'm just simply going to stick it straight up into the container. Make sure it gets down into the water source. This is also going to help keep your grid a little sturdier. You can do it in strategic places. You can also, use this to enhance your color scheme as well. To me, this just screams spring. Something great for an April tabletop. Now we're going to finish off our design with these luxurious ranunculus. We've had these in water for probably a day and a half, and look how beautiful and open they are. Gorgeous pop of that accent color. Tangerine Tango is the new color, the new Pantone color this year, and this is definitely a flower you should have in your flower library when you talk to a bride. Just cut the little stems, tuck them down into the grid work, make sure they get down into the water source. And I love that this was one bunch from Mayesh Wholesale, and I love the variation of color in the ranunculus that came in. One thing to remember when you're getting in lilac and things like that, they come packaged from Mayesh with a little bit of flower food, so you definitely want to make sure you put that in your water mixture when you're getting to prepare your flowers. You can leave some of these ranunculus tall and cut some off short. You can cluster them. You can really just make it your own design. Now that we've got our flower arrangement finished, this would be a great suggestion to use for a bride, for a centerpiece table, down a long king's head table. You can also recommend this to your corporate clients as a conference table piece. Really use this 48-inch container to its full maximum capacity in your sales floor. beautiful flowers from Mayesh, and beautiful accents and container from Accent Decor. I definitely thought a great way to display the centerpiece was to put it on this rustic green farm table. I also wanted to accent a little with some plates, add a little bit of the Accent Decor gravel, and pop it with an accent of a ranunculus, the beautiful Mayesh Awesome Blossom. Thanks for joining us, and I want to hear what you have to say. Let me know a little feedback on some Facebook. Send a little tweet my way or towards Mayesh. We want to hear what you have to say. Thanks for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in May.